So let's just talk about body enhancements. That's what I've called it, really. And the question I'm putting to the panel is, should women, men be free to enhance their looks, youthful like Lily, and preserve our youthful looks with hair and eyelashes and Botox and whatever we need to do? Isaac showing us his bald patch. Okay, should we?
All original.
All original.
I'll show you mine as well.
I'm keeping those 2 shots in. I want to tell you that much.
It's a Botox, not Botox.
Okay, so because you know, in truth, the church has such divisive issues about this whole subject. You know, if you go to America, that's not an issue. If you come to England, it is more of an issue. And if you go to certain churches, and if you're talking about culture, you've got a lot of West Indian culture, Black West Indian people in our church. Why you wear makeup? What, you know, all that kind of stuff. So let's just talk about it. Let's explore this idea. Is it okay? And yeah, is it okay? One more thing. We have, I'm hoping that she won't be offended. I'm just thinking if she will be offended. I won't mention her name. Somebody in our fellowship who's relatively new was talking to me or made a passing comment about this person who had literally had a complete stretch in the eyes and the face and everything. And it was all to do with Botox. And she was feeling terrible, but this was done before she came to the fellowship. Because she said it's poisoning the body. Now, Botox is poison. So let's explore.
My thing would be, why are you doing it? What is the intention behind why you are doing it? Is it to be noticed? Is it self-gratification? What is it behind why you're doing these things? And I think a lot of what we do is about the intention of the heart. And so if it's to be noticed and to draw attention to yourself, well, sit up, take off, listen. Sorry, it means, don't, it's not about glorifying yourself. You can have little things, like there's earrings and then there's earrings, isn't there? I've seen my niece wear some big old hoopy something. And I'm like, okay, it takes over. So if it takes over who you are, I don't necessarily think that's right. That's my personal take on it.
I mean, scripture very clearly says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, So Yowie has, as far as we're made perfect in his sight. So is he talking physically? Is he talking emotionally? What is that? Because some people argue that, I'm not beautiful, I'm not wonderful, I'm not, some people might argue that. And so what did Yowie, what did scripture mean? What does it mean? I mean, let's talk about myself, for instance. I've been losing my hair for the last 10 years and it's slowly getting worse. I've gone through the whole wearing a wig to start off with, and then feeling almost like I was not presenting me. Every time I wore a wig, it was like, you're hiding. It was just the weirdest thing. And I find I just can't get away with doing that. So I've stopped doing that. But then instead, my hair's so short and I'm going bald that now I wear makeup and I wear earrings because then it makes me look feminine. So there you go. There's my reasoning, Jasmine.
So that's great, because it's not actually taking away from who you are, how you are presenting yourself. Your makeup isn't so done that it looks like you are painting to be in the circus, or, you know, that there are people who put makeup on, and I think, where are you going? You know, because it's taken away from who you are as a person. And I think when it takes away from who you are as a person, then yeah, there's no need. We all have things what we're not happy with about ourselves as individuals. So, you know, we've just got to be, you've got to find the middle ground with it. And I don't think you present as being over the top with how you look, what you're wearing. But I do, what I think's over the top is when I see these big everlasting eyelashes, which I think it doesn't look natural. And aren't we supposed to, if you want something to make you look good, shouldn't it be just enhancing a little bit of how you look, and not, because sometimes I've had to wonder whether you can't see their eyes, it's like bat wings. And I'm thinking, well, surely, personally, as a woman, that is not attractive. That is not attractive. I just, nah.
All right, brothers, maybe we could just get some comments from the brothers. You're on mute, Isaac.
Okay. The thing is that there is, as far as I can see, there is no scriptural premise for not having plastic surgery. You know, I can't find any scripture that says you shouldn't do it, but it's right in that what Jasmine has said. It's the motive. It's the motive behind it. Because is it about self-acceptance? Am I likely to accept myself more if I have a new chin, or I won't go into details, bigger this and smaller that? You know, am I going to accept myself more, or is it about the rejection of how I was made? Talking about the original, the design, the creation, we were created in Yahweh's image. Is it about vanity? You know, about the butt eyelashes and the big earrings. I mean, sometimes, you know, as a man, you have to be careful, because if you pass too close to some ladies that have these big earrings, you're at risk of being connected. You know, it's really difficult sometimes, you know. So is it about vanity? You know, because if it's about, if corrective surgery is about repairing something that has been damaged, you know, that's not an issue in my book. But if it is to replace something, and I know this is relative to the individual, if it is to replace something that was part of creation, you know, then I would question that, you know, as a person. That's my view on it. But you know, I would rather appreciate the beauty of originality than beauty of someone being dressed up. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Isaac.
I mean, what I was going to say is that less is more with regards to makeup, and I think modesty is a really attractive quality. And I think when I see a woman who is modest, I find that far more attractive than I see a woman who is made up excessively, with Botox lips and a forehead that doesn't wrinkle or crinkle or move or in any kind of way, shape or form.
Oh dear. Well, so here's the thing, right? You know, we're all sort of getting up there. It's probably only Lily. We'll get a young person's view in a moment. But is it about growing old gracefully? Because here's the thing: there's the dyeing of the hair, because nobody wants to show that they've got grey hairs. Here's the other thing that's really big and a hot topic in the celebrity world, and actually in the normal world. People have all their teeth done, don't they? So they're all straight and symmetrical and white and gleaming. No, but I'm being serious, because my niece literally has had the first front four. I hope she don't watch this program. The first front four of her teeth straightened, because she had two very long ones and two shorter ones, and it really didn't look very attractive. But now she looks amazing. Teeth are a fashionable thing to have now. Everybody, because you can just get fascias over all your teeth, and they just look like out of a magazine. So all these enhancements either are making you look good, or is it just about vanity? Or should we just grow old gracefully? I mean, I don't know. I don't have any opinions either way. Young person, Lily, give us your thoughts as a young person growing up.
I actually have zero opinions on this topic. So there's not much to say. I've got a few grey hairs. I have no intention of dyeing my hair. It is what it is. I think I'd probably do more damage to it than is worth. But yeah, I have absolutely no opinion on this topic.
That's fine. Micah, your attraction to the women who have these enhancements?
Listen, you know when I see these women, yeah, where they have them big piece of eyelash that can knock it over if they blink because of the amount of wind that they create, and where they got fake body, fake this, I don't find it attractive. I like natural, honestly. And I feel like you're saying, you're poisoning your body. And then I'm like, well, what are you doing it for? Who are you doing it for? I think a lot of times it's influenced by Instagram and all them Instagram models that are on there. It's shocking. And I just think like and then you get certain men who start to find that attractive, and then women can buy into this idea that that's what men like, and so therefore they pander to that. And it's not true, because it's just like, well, what is that? Like, if there's ever a fire, you have to worry that she start melting. And when they got Botox, it's all like, can't move. It's not just women as well. Like Sylvester Stallone, he's got the same kind of thing. Like his face don't move in his films. Like, what's up with him? His face is got to like in the day now, just like. So what's up with you? So I think then it ties into like aging gracefully. And I think you have to learn to age gracefully. You have to learn to just like let go of the fact you're not going to be 18, you're not going to be 25, you're not going to be 30 for the rest of your life. But just look after yourself naturally in terms of exercise and eating well.
Eating well, yes.
You know? And not thinking bad mind. You know, if you follow Yeshua, I find it keeps you young as well. So I know a lot of people in our congregation, black and white, who don't look their age. And I think it's because they follow Yahweh. So that's my take on it. But yeah, natural women for me, not no fake women. Like it's like, you know, if you see a woman and when she takes her makeup off, it's like taking off a filter from Snapchat or something. Like you know, you got issues. It's a scary thing.
But here's the thing, though. Isaac, go on.
I was going to just respond to Micah. You know, I think that's the issue nowadays. It's social media.
It
You know,
is.
is how you look on social media. I mean, and with regards hair dye, I think, you know, you need some hair to dye to begin with, don't you? You know, so if you haven't got the hair, you're not going to get very far. But I mean, Paul or Peter, as that's referred to as in our former topic. I mean, he said in 1 Peter 3, didn't he, about adorning the external, and looking at our sisters here, you know, the braiding of the hair and the putting on gold jewelry and the clothing you wear, blah 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 blah. So not to adorn the outer, but the inner. Okay, so the sisters respond to that.
I do just think we need to be modest, whatever, you know, and I think that we've lost that somewhere along the line, and we've lost that because of what gets pumped out in our in the media and, you know, in our communities, is that, you know, you have to look a certain way to be accepted. And especially, I do fear for our young people growing up, because nothing is out of bounds. You know, there's nothing that you can't go and do these days. And you know, if I mean, the other subject that you can go on from this is people that want to change their gender and have some serious changes done to their bodies. I mean, just, yeah. We know that that is definitely not something that Yowie wants for any of us. And going back to that scripture, you know, it does say, it says here, I will, for you formed my inward parts, you wove me in my mother's womb. That means he knows what we look like, even in our mother's womb. I will give thanks to you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. It's about self-acceptance, isn't it? But there's not a lot of that out there in our world at the moment. It's all about making ourselves look better, rather than accepting this is who I am. And so everybody's dissatisfied with who they are, which is really quite sad. I mean, I smile because one of the things that happened to me, as I was saying before, when I was growing up, was that people used to call me rubber lips. You know, because, you know, as a black person, you tend to have thick lips, but, you know, so rubber lips was one of the things that they used to call me. And then, and then these days, people are putting poison in their lips so that they can have, you know, it's just unbelievable. And people are changing their whole bodies, you know, wanting their bums to be high and proud. And I used to really wished I had a flat, you know. And now this is what people want. It's a crazy world, and which is why we should really accept who Yahweh's made us, however that comes. But I do think there is place for health reasons for people to have some of these, what's the word I'm looking for, procedures, because for health reasons. Yeah.
So 1 Peter 3 says, your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in Yahweh's sight. Now, when you measure that, you're talking about inner beauty, gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in Yahweh's. People just would laugh at you, wouldn't they? They'll say that, you know, when you're comparing that caliber of scripture, and if you said that to anybody else, they'd just have a laugh. But and then actually one of the other scriptures says we should be, oh yes, it continues, for this is the way the holy women of the past who put their hope in Yahweh used to adorn themselves. The holy women of the past. I thought, oh my word. So the holy women of the scriptures adorn themselves with inner beauty, with gentle and quiet spirits. And I thought, and breathe. But you see, in the 21st century, this is the world, this is our world. And again, as believers in Yeshua, we've got to be so careful that we don't get caught up in this mode, this role that just seems to roll out. If you watch the television, it shows you. If you walk down the street, you see it. You know, we can become obsessed with those things because that's what the world is issuing out. But that's not the way of the scriptures. It's not the way that Yahweh wants us to look. You know. Yes, Micah, go for it.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Right. So first thing, he's contrasting how you look with how you act. So he's not saying you can't have braids. He's not saying you can't have gold. It's just that's not where your beauty should be coming from. And so I think it's cool. Like, you look good, actually. Nice.
Thanks,
big up, sis.
brother.
But like, and I'm thinking about the quiet spirit. It doesn't mean that the person is like quiet mouthed and like doesn't speak up, doesn't say anything. It just means the spirit is like, it's at peace. It's not contentious. And that's a different thing completely. Because Sarah, she spoke to Abraham, says, well, you gave me You know, when she argued over Ishmael, she
Yes.
spoke up and spoke to him. She wasn't like, sorry, master. She spoke. So you can speak. You can have fire. You can be bold. It's just that you're not trying to be at war with yourself. You're at peace with yourself and at peace with Yahweh, at peace with who you are as a woman. Coming back to the self-acceptance in who you are in Yeshua, and I think that's fine. And I don't think it's unattainable. I think it is attainable. And obviously, the world wants you to shout out and scream out, because the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and you got to show that you're there. But that just annoys a lot of people. It annoys a lot of men. That shouty shout. In fact, anybody shouty starts getting annoying. Like, shut up, man. So I think like just have peace in your heart, and then you can have peace in your heart and still be a warrior. You can still be a lioness.
Mm.
And that's
Asha?
beautiful to me.
But yeah, I was just wondering about the responsibilities of men or any.
Me too.
Yeah. You know, because we talk about women and being more modest. So what about men and the things and the levels that men might go to attain perfection, body perfection, or, you know, and the clothes that men wear.
Because as I was going to go to the same comment actually, because we're going to close up very shortly, but you know, you've got those people who really do, their physique is so important, isn't it? They work out to have a chiseled body, so it's absolutely immaculate, and it's this, that, and the other. And they take, go ahead, Asha said that's him.
Yeah, that's me.
I try not to show mine.
But they take all those sort of powder stuff, don't they? And even steroids and all that kind of stuff that it's just to enhance themselves to, you know. I think there is a real fine line, isn't there, to being beautiful, enhancing what Yahweh has already given us. He has made us fearfully and wonderfully. I totally agree with that. And in acceptance lies peace, doesn't it? If we accept ourselves, then surely, you know, we're then not trying to be something else. We're not pushing out the lips, and we're not having a bum infill, or we're not having breast implants. We're not having those things because they're not what Yahweh wants of us, you know. I think we're on dangerous ground personally if we start doing those things, because anything could go wrong, and things do go wrong, don't they? So really, it's just trying to accept that this is what Yahweh has made us as we are. And if we are getting older, there's nothing, I personally don't believe there's anything wrong with just trying to do the best we can with what we've got, you know, to try and I think here's the other thing about beauty. It's about what you eat. It's about what skin care you use. It's about your fitness level. It's about well-being. And those are and sleep, yes. And those are the attributes that actually make a beautiful person. And I'm going to close there.